Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Spreadsheets. Today we're going to be using the same basic functions that we used in the last couple spreadsheets, but we're going to kind of mix it up a little bit. And the basic functions, remember, can be found right here under the functions menu, and we're going to be using sums and averages today. That's all we're going to be using, sums and averages. So this is a score sheet for a bowling game. These four gentlemen here, Jim, Nick, Pedro, and Luke, are all on a bowling team. And if you've never been on a bowling team before, and it's fun, I don't think a lot of people really are, but bowling games can be a score for anywhere from 0 to 300. 300 would be if you got a strike in every single frame, and 0, of course, if you got gutters every time. Well, these three people are on a team, and the way you keep score on a team to see if your team beats the other is you add up the totals of your score of 3 games, and you compare that total to the other team, and whoever has the highest total would win. And there's a fourth game that's kind of played almost virtually is the totals game. So you compare not just the total for the one game, but if you add up the 3 totals for your games, you compare it to the other team, and you could possibly win a fourth point by doing that. So the idea is to get 4 points altogether, try and beat the other team, and also beat their totals. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to take this spreadsheet. I'm going to have this one filled in for you. So all you have to do is you won't have to type in all these numbers, and that way we'll have very similar results, or hopefully the same results if we do this right. So we're going to take game 1 and we're going to total it up, game 2 total it up, and game 3 total it up. Now, I'm not going to show you exactly how to do that. I'm pretty sure you remember how to total these. So you're going to highlight them, and then you're going to go over here for the sum. So anyway, I'm going to let you work with that. So in each of these, remember, I'm going to be looking for a function to be there. I want to see the sum function in each one of these cells right here, in cell B6, C6, and D6. And the same thing over here. You're going to total the games going this direction so that they can compare the totals with the other team. So you might find out what is Jim's total for his 3 games, and that's going to go over here as well. And then right over here, this one is going to be the total, if that makes any sense. So what's going to happen here is you're going to add these totals up, and that result is going to go right here. So your total will go right there. So you can add these up here. You're not going to add them going this direction. I'm going to have you add them going this way. All right. So anyway, in each one of these, I'm going to see something with sum. The average, like we talked about before, would be the average of these 3 games. So we want to know what is Jim's average for these 3 games here. And it'll be a number somewhere between 152 and 229. So that number is going to go right here. So you just can't go like this and then hit average over here. And the reason is because you'd be averaging this total in with these 3 numbers, and you don't want that. If you did that, the number wouldn't be correct. It would be the average of 4 numbers. You want to average these 3. So how do you kind of get it to jump over the totals to go over here? Well, all you have to do is click in the cell. This would be F2, for example, and pull down average. And once again, you'll get the cursor between the 2 parentheses right here, and then hold down the mouse over on game 1, game 2, game 3, and you can see right here, it's going to say equal sign average cells B2 to D2. So that is correct. So there's B2 and there's D2. So it's going to be averaging those together, and just hit enter on your keyboard and it'll go in there no problem. All right. Now, it's kind of, to me, it's kind of unpredictable how much, if there's going to be any decimal points in there or not. But if there are decimal points, don't worry about it right now. There is a way to get rid of them, and that's using one of these two. This button right here, decrease the decimal places. So if you let's try that again. All right, and see if I get a decimal point this time. No, it's already rounding them up. So anyway, that's what I want you to have over here. So in this cell here, I'm going to be looking for the average function. All right, average function over here. Now, when you're done, I would like you to make a chart out of some of the data. And we're going to be making a bar graph out of all these. So in order to make a bar graph, it's actually quite simple. You're just going to take the names of the players, actually start up here at A1, and you're going to highlight the names of the players here and then go over to game 3. So this cell D5 is going to be 150, so you want all this selected, even the empty cell right here. That's okay. Then to create a graph, you're going to be looking over here, and one of these symbols looks like a little bar graph. If you just hover your mouse over it, it'll tell you. It says Insert Chart. So I clicked on my chart, and there's the whole thing. It's already all done for you and everything. You can change this right here, this title. It doesn't have to say Game 1, Game 2. You can just say, put the name of the team, or team totals, something like that. You can put whatever you want. You can leave the games there in that fashion. I'll show you a couple things that are kind of optional really quick, just so you know, is if you click on like one of the bars, like I clicked on the blue bar right here, and it highlights all the blue bars. You can go over here. If you don't like that color, you can always change it to something else. If you'd rather have it yellow, you can come over here. This little menu just kind of pops up when you start clicking on things. Like if you want to change anything right down here, I don't change it because that's their names. So if you can see over time, like this guy Jim, his first game was 152, and then he got better. You got 200, and then 229 to get a little bit better after that. So all 3 players actually got better from their first game to their last game. So you might be able to kind of infer, well, it looks like they need to kind of warm up, or to get better, to get their best game, they needed some time to kind of warm up. So you can make some inferences on all that. You could also change what kind of chart it is, like a pie graph and all that. But a pie graph would not be the proper game or the proper chart to put for the games, because a pie chart, remember, is going to show you parts of a whole, and that's not what we need right here. We need something that's going to tell us the approximate, by looking at the approximate number or the score of each game. So I want you to give it a try. When you're done, yours should look something like this, okay? And then make sure you turn it in, and this will be due by Thursday next week. And then we're going to be moving on to something else. I may post another video before then explaining the next project, but this particular project will be due Thursday next week, and that will all be in the description of the project. All right, thanks everybody. Let me know if you have any questions.